we are in an era of change, and we need to embrace that. We need to embrace this time of change and be able to take responsibility, me taking responsibility and stepping up to the plate and say, okay, what do I need to do? What is my responsibility? Not to myself, but to my grandchildren. How can I help in this process? And to take part in that change, it is exciting. To be able to sit in a room where there's people from different sectors of government departments, and to be able to have this dialogue. It's time. It's truly our time. The conversations that we're having today is very important. We need to have the open, honest dialogue, especially with the people that's in the room, with the traditional knowledge keepers, with the elders, with Parks Canada, with the leaders from the different areas. You need to come together, find that common ground, and to be able to work out those issues without always having such strong boundaries. Because, all across Canada, the First Nations people, we have sacred grounds. We have sacred places. And those places need to be protected. And it doesn't have to take, it shouldn't have to take a lot to get to that common ground. Of course, there's questions of jurisdiction. There's questions of who owns the land. And there's questions of, there's so many different aspects of this process. We should not allow those issues to stand in the way of having a protected area for future generations. That's where our heart and soul needs to be, is we are in this process for future generations. At the pace we're going today in this world, we don't have time. We're facing extreme climate change in many areas in this country. And if we don't take those steps now to protect some of our sacred places, then it's going to be lost. We're in a process now where the government, the Prime Minister is talking about reconciliation. And until I think we decide what that means, what does that mean for government? What does that mean for me? What does that mean for you? Until we decide what reconciliation means and we agree to move forward on this journey together. And in that understanding, coming to an understanding of reconciliation, you build a moment of trust. You come to that understanding of what that's going to mean for you and how that's going to look as you move forward. Then and only then you can sit in a tent frame by the river with First Nations people across this land and have that open and honest discussions. It's not going to work out in boardrooms in Ottawa or boardrooms in Vancouver. The land has always sustained our people. The land has always provided healing and well-being. We're fed. The land feeds us. And so we go back to that land. We sit on that land. We sit on the land and touch the earth. And speak our words of truth. And look at each other straight in the eye and say, okay, we can walk this journey together. For all those that are not born yet,